Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Happy Monday. I'm recording this on Monday, so hopefully I get it uploaded on Monday. So, one of the things that I have found interesting today, I have a lot of stories that I've been reading. And I've been really reserved as of late because I'm trying to filter. There's so much information. So, there are some things that I'm trying to intentionally stay away from because there's a lot of mixed messaging and um, deception going on. So I don't want to be a part of that if I can help it. And there's just a lot of people talking right now. So I'm trying to make sure I stay in my lane. Um, as Brother Yuda said, you stay in your lane. I'm staying in my lane. I'm not trying to merge off into anything else. So the goal is to keep you abreast of what is going on as the transition to the new global order continues. As noted, COP28 is next month. I think they are going to meet next month for the World Health Organization's pandemic treaty. I'm not sure if this meeting is going to be behind closed doors, but they have proposed hundreds of new amendments, and we need to pay attention to those. I'll be doing a segment this week on some videos with Dr. Campbell. He's gone through them. He has some people from the UK, I think Geneva, Zurich, some other places in Europe, and from the UK, who are trying to fight these new amendments and make the process more transparent. In addition to bringing awareness to what is potentially on the horizon, and people are going to miss it because they're focused on uh, this zero sum World War III that's going on. In my opinion, is set so that um, people will miss what's coming. And I'm talking about today these technologies and the viruses that are coming alive. So let's get into this story. So this story came out a few days ago, but it says zombie viruses are waking up after 50,000 years as planet warms. So it says a French virologist discoveries are raising fears that thawing Siberian permafrost could bring ancient outbreaks back to life. Now, know where those are coming from. And French and Siberia, not Africa. Okay, let's make that clear. So the liars can't lie and say it came from Africa. But of course, they're going to want to test out the results on African people or in other places where brown people are. Um, just getting ready to be some interesting times. And I'm going to share another story with you to help you understand why and why you really need to be careful over the next coming months and years as we go through whatever this is, this season that we're getting ready to go through. It's getting ready to get real as far as health is concerned. So it says a fortnight camping on the mosquito-ridden muddy banks of the Kalima River in Russia may not sound like the most glamorous of work trips, but it's a sacrifice, virologist Jean-Michel Clavieri was willing to make to uncover the truth about zombie viruses, yet another risk that climate change poses to public health. So you see where they're going with this, okay? You see where they're going. All right. Um, Part of it is judgment. Is going to be judgment, but a lot of this is man-made. Stuff that's already in labs, then probably going to be unleashed on us. Um, Don't think, a long time ago, I heard an old person say, don't think, they unleash something on us that they don't already have a cure for, some medicine for. So the fact that they're tying this to climate change is very interesting. So just pay attention to some of the things that are going to be said in here, because they will tie into some of the other things that I've been teaching you to look out for and listen for over the last year. So it says his discovery shine a light on a grim reality of global warming as it thaws ground that had been frozen for millenniums. They want to try to cover up these pestilences and plagues getting ready to come and wipe out Whitelandia. That's what's going to happen. They got to find a way to mask judgment for Edom, the Edomites, Esau and them. And they're going to do that until the cows come home. So we just have to keep that in perspective. And we also have to understand just pretty much everything about the end times prophecy has been whitewashed. So this is going to be one of those whitewashed things that's, some truth and a lot of lies. That's how the dominant society rolls. So Claveri, 73, has spent over a decade studying giant viruses, including ones nearly 50,000 years old, found deep within layers of Siberian permafrost. If you understand that area, you know what's there, who's there, where them folks came from, and you could just put two and two together. With the planet already 1.2 Celsius warmer than pre-industrial times, scientists are predicting the Arctic could be ice-free in summers by 2030s. Concerns that the hotter climate will release trapped greenhouse gases like methane into the atmosphere as the region's permafrost melts have been well documented. And this could be why they're trying to keep the earth from warming up, because they know once these things are unleashed, it's over for them. But who knows? I just got my tinfoil hat on. Last year, Claveri's team published research showing they'd extracted multiple ancient viruses from the Siberian permafrost, all of which remain infectious. So when they keep talking about this X virus and some of these other things that just keep happening to come out, they're looking for them and finding them and taking them to labs, and they know they're infectious, but somehow they're gonna be just out here. They'll get a new name, and folks just gonna be perishing all over the place. So that's why it's really important for you to be prayed up, to know how to heal yourself, and to just understand the times that we're living in. With climate change, we are used to thinking of dangers coming from the south. So now they're trying to say this is where stuff comes from, Africa and South America, the places where brown people live. Claveri said in an interview at his laboratory in the Lumini campus of Aix-Marseille University, France. I don't know if I said that right, so I apologize for chopping that up. Referring to the spread of vector-borne viruses from warmer tropical regions. Now, if there's nobody in these places, how do these viruses, and then to tell you, they're telling you, we going hunting for them. We digging them up, and we're going to get them and take them to a lab. And then they're going to just wake up. We know they're infectious. We're going to just wake them up. And then one day they're just going to get carried off in the air and do stuff to people. Really? That doesn't make any sense. If you use your good, healthy brain, it doesn't make any sense. Now we realize there might be some danger coming from the north as permafrost thaws and free microbes, bacteria, and viruses. When they free, like what's going to happen to them? They're going to walk to America. They're walking in the ocean. Are they, like, what's happening? Just don't make no sense. Nothing ever makes any sense to me that they say. Ways in which this could present a threat are still real. Are still emerging. A heat wave in Siberia in 2016 activated anthrax spores, leading to dozens of infections, killing a child and thousands of reindeer. Mhm. In July this year, a separate team of scientists published findings showing that even multicellular organisms could survive permafrost conditions in an inactive metabolic state called cryptobiosis. They successfully reanimated a 46,000-year-old roundworm from the Siberian permafrost just by rehydrating it. Why would you do that? What's wrong with you people? What's wrong? Who's going around playing with bugs, and these people always seeking knowledge and never getting any wisdom. Always seeking knowledge, never getting any understanding. Always doing stuff and messing stuff up. Always. But this is how you know they're different from everybody else on the earth. Something is not right. It's fundamental from the point of view that we can stop life and then restart it. So they're basically saying that they're playing God, says Teimuras Kurzchalia, a professor emeritus at the Max Planck Institute of Molecular Cell Biology and Genetics, who was involved in the study. It means it's innate to some living organisms to somehow diminish or suspend metabolic processes. Well, we wouldn't know that if we just relied on the Most High to wake stuff up. When He gets ready to send the plagues, He'll melt the ice and send the plagues. When He's ready for the plagues to go, He will make them go away. He will impart in someone ways to heal us. Or He will just tell you to move and go someplace else where the plagues are not. Or He will remove all the people who are plagued from among you. But we, man, got to be doing stuff. Got to be doing stuff. Got to be playing God. This is a perfect example of that. For years, global health agencies and governments have been monitoring this for unknown infectious diseases against which humans would neither have immunity nor drug therapy. Okay, they have been monitoring for. That means they've been looking for unknown infectious diseases. They've been looking for them. They're telling you in the article. The organization that makes the owl sound in 2017 added a generic disease X to a short list of pathogens deemed a top priority for research and for which it aims to develop a roadmap to prevent and contain an epidemic. So first you go find it, then you study it, then you consider it a priority, then you say you got to find a drug for it, or you got to try to contain it. Um, if you had left it alone, it would have already been contained because the Most High is who He is. He don't need no help. So this is how they know when all these diseases are going to be unleashed. That's why they already have names. This is why they already have a drug designed for them or gene therapy um, to address whatever they have deemed is a threat to mankind. So it says the organization that makes the owl sound. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. So, since the Rona pandemic shuttered the world for months, efforts have only intensified. So, now we already know the Rona was taken, modified, unleashed in a lab. Then they already had a cure for it real fast, and they gave it to all these people. And now all the effects of that thing are happening, and nobody wants to talk about it. But now they're telling us we should trust these same people who told us they didn't know where this stuff came from, that they have a cure, and that everything is going to be okay once you take the cure. Same old, getting ready to happen all over again. And they already told you they're going to use religious leaders in churches and um, synagogues, temples, um, all these different things, parishes, to get people to take the solutions that they've already come up with. So it's very insane that they tell you what they're going to do. People just don't read and listen. So it says the organization that makes the owl sound works with 300 scientists to look at evidence on all viral families and bacteria that can cause epidemics and pandemics, including those that may be released with the thawing of permafrost or released on purpose because they have a depopulation plan. Said who spokesperson Dr. Margaret Harris. So I just put the Depop piece in there, but like we know what time it is now. What is disease X? And on the lookout for the next pandemic. Quick take. Though largely unconnected, Clavery's own research occupies a similar frontier. Tucked away at the base of a rocky crag in the outskirts of Marseille, France, the shelves in his complex at laboratory complex at first glance have the feel of a curiosity shop or the home of an eccentric collector. Plastic bottles of soil samples and glass vials of nondescript brown liquids jostle for space, while Claver's office sports a woolly rhino vertebrae and the remnants of a mammoth tusk his team found on a 2019 expedition to Siberia. Expensive machinery and a biosafety room within the complex, meanwhile, indicate this is far from a frivolous pastime. Look at the little raccoon enemy up in there helping them. Mm-mm-mm. I swear. Like his workplace, Clavery's friendly disposition and ready smile are underlaid with an intimidating level and range of expertise. Coming from a background of theoretical particle physics, applied computer science, and biochemistry, he had no formal training in virology, something Clavery says conversely proved an advantage in his career, coming to the field free of preconceptions. Now, notice something about these computer people, how they just jump time and become doctors all of a sudden. Notice that. Something ain't right about that group of people. And I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't know what it is exactly, but I got my thoughts. And all these stories about aliens and why they know about them and why they know all this stuff, something ain't right. That's all I'm going to say. So, anywho, Clavery was born and raised in Paris, but his career has taken him all over the world. We don't care where you've been, sir. We do not care. What I do care about, though, is the fact that it says uh, his first foray into theoretical biology came in 1979 when he turned down a place in the laboratory famed Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that is MIT. And I've told y'all about these, a lot of these Ivy League universities. They be developing this stuff and doing research on these viruses and then sending them off someplace and unleashing them on people. And instead chose to travel to San Diego to track down Francis Crick, the Nobel Prize winning biologist who discovered the molecular structure of DNA. Wandering the corridors of the Salk Institute of Biological Studies, he bumped into the biologist who, struck by Clavery's enthusiasm and drive, gave him a job referral. So that's all you got to do. Just, anywho. It was perhaps this propensity to think outside the box that triggered his fascination with permafrost. Maybe it was because they was going back to their roots. children of the devil, children of the night, children of the corn. I'm just saying. Layers of earth that have remained below freezing for the last 2 consecutive years. Some Siberian samples of permafrost date back as far as 650,000 years. He initiated the work on permafrost after reading that a flowering plant was revived from a piece of fruit that was frozen for 30,000 years, said Chantal Abergel, Clavery's wife, and an experimental biologist who heads the laboratory's operations. It's a family affair. He thought if something as complex as flowering plant could be revived, then we could expect to revive viruses too from permafrost. And this is why all this stuff is out here flying around today. Clavery first showed live viruses could be extracted from the Siberian permafrost and successfully revived in 2014. For safety reasons, his research focused only on viruses capable of infecting amoebas, which are far enough removed from the human species to avoid any risk of inadvertent contamination. But he felt the scale of public health threat. The findings indicated that, had been underappreciated or mistakenly considered a rarity. So in 2019, his team proceeded to isolate 13 new viruses, including one frozen under a lake more than 48,500 years ago, from 7 different ancient Siberian permafrost samples, evidence to their ubiquity. Publishing the findings in a 2022 study, he emphasized that a viral infection from an unknown ancient pathogen in humans, animals, or plants could have potentially disastrous effects. And therein lies where I want to end this, because I'm not reading all this, but I just want to share with you that these people know what they're doing. They did not pick this area for any old reason. Notice they're going back to their roots, where they hail from. And this is one reason why it's very dangerous. People gonna say this is racist, but like you can't really trust the dominant society because they always be moving wrong. And then there's so many ignorant people among them, or they're so likely to cleave to each other and support each other no matter what. It will get all of us killed. They don't care nothing about killing themselves. They don't care nothing about killing us. So for me, I just choose to not pay any attention to them whatsoever. And I just can't I I mean, they're telling us everything that they're doing now. So for me, this is confirmation of everything that we've said thus far. People call you crazy because you're suspicious, because you don't trust what people say. You don't trust your institutions that are supposed to protect you. You don't trust your leaders because they lie to you. They don't study this stuff. They don't read nothing. Or if they do, they are controlled opposition. They are paid to lie to us. They are told to lie to us, or they won't reap any benefits that they want. So it is it is incumbent upon us to do our own due diligence. You have to read between the lines. They're telling you in this article what they do. So we can expect to be bombarded with all sorts of stuff. 13 viruses, however many viruses they have. That doesn't even include all the things they already have and have altered. So we're going to be in this constant perpetual state of illness, this constant perpetual state of death. And that is what they want. This time, as I've told you, is really going to be a terrible time. And, people going to be in schools, people going to hospitals, people are going to be going to all the places that we've traditionally been able to get healed. And those places are really going to be incubators for death. Um, and they're going to have solutions for us. You got to read between the lines here. They're going to have solutions for us. But if you do your own research and you learn how to take care of your body and repair your body and heal your body and protect your own body, you won't need anything that they offer. The worst thing you can do right now is be trying to take their pharmakia. The worst thing that you can do right now, and I'm sorry, I know there are a lot of people who be like, oh, if you're sick, you're going to be running for the doctor. No, I think I'd rather die at home. At least I can pray, and, I might not be feeling well. I just cannot imagine running to institutions that have people in such fear that they cannot tell the truth. And so many ignorant people work in healthcare who trust it, who just will give you anything so they can get their paycheck, and they won't get their butts in trouble because they're unable to coax enough people to take the solutions that the powers have tried to persuade us are good for us. So with that said, you gotta really be careful about these stories about these viruses. Don't think they're just popping up out of nowhere. They're telling you they're going to dig them up and play with them. These people crazy. And so if you did not know what person inhabited by evil looks like, these are the types of people. Because why would you even go and dig up some plague or pestilence and play with it, knowing that it has the potential to take out millions of people? Why would you? Unless you're evil, or unless there's something wrong with you, or unless you're working for your pappy who's the devil. So, anywho, um, understand what's happening, understand the people who are making these things happen, and then move accordingly. We can't trust anybody. We can't trust hardly anything. You just got to really do your due diligence. Study, believe what these people are telling you. When they tell you stuff like this, you got to believe it. Like they're not even hiding it. This is in Bloomberg. They know the majority of people don't read Bloomberg. And while you are focusing on taking sides in a war or concerned about migrants, and I'm not saying those things are not important, but these stories are also important, but they're hidden and embedded in places so that you will miss what's coming. This is important because things that are coming tied to climate change, they're going to be tying health issues along with this. The ice is melting, the permafrost is melting. And so y'all going to have to not use your lights and not use gas and not use fossil fuels. Go without some things. Don't eat cows. Take these concoctions because it's going to be good for the climate. It's all tied together. And they tell you in these stories if you just read and understand what's happening. So we got to stay prayed up. We got to continue to seek the Most High, the Creator of all things, so that He can guide us through these times. We must repent from our sins daily, sins of commission and omission. We must keep the Sabbath as well as the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, because that's how we show who we belong to. Do we belong to this world, or are we a child of the Most High? Or at least we're trying. Of course, we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to get it right all the time. And we're dealing with a lot of lies and deception. So he knows what's happening, but you got to make an effort to try. You just can't have faith and not do any work. So part of working in this hour is also making sure you keep informed, get knowledge, get wisdom, so that you can move and do His will, do His work, because He don't want anybody to perish. But a lot of people will perish because we just have these machines that tell us lies constantly. And we have people who work for the adversary who lie to us constantly and convince other people to lie, not only to us, but to themselves. So we're fighting an uphill battle. But if you're chosen, you're awakened, you have already won. The only thing you can do now is continue to, seek wisdom, seek knowledge, learn how to eat meat, spit out the bones, and just be awake. You got to keep your head on the swivel at all times. Health is wealth. And if you cannot stay healthy, you cannot fight and endure to the end. And that is the goal for us who are awakened. We got to endure to the end and try to be found worthy to escape what's coming. So, y'all keep praying, keep prepping, keep seeking the Most High. Keep liking these videos and sharing them with other people. I'll put a link to this article in the description so that you can read it for yourself. They are telling you bluntly what they're doing and what they're going to do, what they're going to tie the dirt that they do to, and what you can expect. You're going to expect lots of death. So since you already know what's coming, you should be preparing. All right, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Hit that bell notification and hit all so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content. Follow me on Odyssey and Rumble. In the event that this channel is taken down or I get another suspension, which will be for 2 weeks the next time, I won't be able to upload content to YouTube. This is my primary platform. And so if anything else happens, you'll be able to get my content on Odyssey if the entire YouTube channel is taken down. All of my older content is on Odyssey, and on Rumble, the new videos will be posted there. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram and YouTube. Don't post there regularly because I just don't have the time or energy to be navigating all these different platforms. And, for those who want to know, the Most High is leading them. I'm not trying to get a whole bunch of people. I want people who want to learn and who are interested in knowing and who are awakened. So that's how I've always operated, and I still operate in that vein. Lastly, if you'd like to support the channel, links are in the description. We don't have any affiliates. I'm the one-man show, so I read and bring you all the content. I'm a little janky computer, and and that's in between all the other stuff that I'm doing. But I love my people. I want us to be well. I understand that we are under attack, constantly under duress, and so a lot of times we don't have time to do the research, and sometimes things are just hidden. And the Most High has blessed me with an area that I'm able to see things from a different perspective. Although people call me crazy, I take that now as a badge of honor, and I share what I see with you so that I can keep you well. Keep in mind some of the things that I tell you, you may not be able to see for 2, 3, 5 years in advance, but at least if you know, that's half the battle. You can create some countermeasures, or at least have that in the forefront of your mind so that when you do see it again or you start seeing signs, you can recall that you've seen that. So y'all continue getting knowledge and wisdom. Continue listening to what these people are saying because they are not hiding anything from us anymore. They cannot be any more out in the open than they are today. So if you are not paying attention, that's on you. If you perish, it's because you don't care about yourself and you want to perish. Faith without works is dead. And so you got to work right now to try to learn as much as you can because the hour is coming where everything's going to be dark. It's going to be black. There will be no information. There are going to be a lot of people who don't know nothing, but you could be one of the people who know everything. You could be a person, you could be an asset to your community. You can be an asset to your family. You can be an asset to Yah's kingdom, or Most High's kingdom, because he wants you to help his people, and he wants you to open the eyes of the people of this world, because he does not want anybody to perish. We perish because we choose to. We choose to stay in the darkness. We choose to not get knowledge and wisdom, and we choose to follow the world instead of the light. So continue seeking knowledge and wisdom, people. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all, and I am out.